Hello, this is Mrs. Pickett, and we are going to take notes today. We are on lesson 1.7, so make sure that you either have this sheet printed out so you can copy it down, or you're going to copy into your notebook. So again, this is 1.7. Today we're going to talk about how to translate between word phrases and math expressions and equations. So there's some key words that we need to know so that we know which order of operations we're going to be working with: addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. All right, so I'm going to give you some words, and you probably know some of these. So addition is when we're adding, it's the plus sign. So words that could be used for addition are sum, total. So again, anytime you see this in a word sentence, this should give you a clue as to what operation you need to use. Plus, sometimes we can say increased by, or more than, okay? So all of those words or phrases mean that you will be adding. For subtraction, you're going to use the word difference, minus. Some of these should be pretty familiar to you. Decreased by, less than, and subtracted from. Subtracted from. I'm running out of space here. Okay, now I want to highlight these two: less than, subtracted from. If I say 5 less than 10, these two are a little special because you're actually going to put the order the opposite way. So usually, like if you say 5 minus 2, you write it in that order. For less than or subtracted from, you're going to reverse that order, okay? So if it's 5 less than 10, it would be 10 minus 5. Or if we said 5 subtracted from 10, you would actually do 10 minus 5. So you would take the second number listed and then subtract the first number, okay? So those two are special, so keep that in mind. All right, let's look at our word phrases for multiplication and division. So for multiplication, we have the words times, product, of means to multiply, twice, and hopefully you know twice means that you're multiplying by 2. And then you can also use like double or triple. Double means to multiply by 2, triple means to multiply by 3. Okay? Division. So we have a quotient. So if you're finding the quotient, that means you're going to be dividing. You could say separate, divided by, half, that means to divide by 2. Third would mean to divide by 3. Okay, those are some of those special ones. And again, those are all for division. All right, so then a few things so that we can work with our grouping symbols. Okay, so parentheses phrases. So like if it says times and then it has the sum of. So this is going to let you know that you're going to need parentheses. So if I'm saying like 3 times the sum of something else, you're going to put the sum of in parentheses before you're multiplying. And the same thing comes true if we say times the difference of, because that means you're going to have to be subtracting before you're multiplying, like within the parenthesis. Okay? So again, times the sum of or times the difference of, that's going to let you know that you're going to need parentheses. You're going to have like a distributive property going on is what will be happening. Now, remember up in the subtraction, I highlighted some key phrases and I said those are special. So we're going to actually list them down here so you can remember. So the turnaround phrases, this is where you put the last number in front of the first. That is if we say less than, and I highlighted them up top, and I'm just going to retouch on them, or subtracted from. Okay, and that's where you reverse the order of the numbers. Okay, you turn them around, and I'm showing you with the arrow. You're starting over here, and you're moving that last number to the front. Okay. All right, let's do a couple examples to finish out these notes, and then we'll talk about it in class. So this one says the product of a number and 3. So key word or phrase, we have product. That lets us know that we are multiplying. So and then of a number, when it just says a number, that's where we're going to use our variable. So I'm going to use n. So it's product, so I'm multiplying a number and 3. So I would do 3 times n, and I would just write 3n. Okay. Number 2, key phrase, it says the difference. So that lets me know that I am subtracting between a number and 10. So now this one we go in the order that it is written. So a number and 10, so n minus 10, because it's the difference. Okay. Quotient, that's telling me a division problem. I'm going to go in the exact order that it is written. So it's the quotient of a number, so that's going to be my numerator, or the top one, divided by -5, because it's a number and -5. So you always list it in the order that it is written. Okay, this one says 4 subtracted from a number. Now look up here, subtracted from was one of our special turnaround ones, okay? So now it's 4 subtracted from a number, which means we're actually going to do n minus 4, because you're taking 4 away, okay? The sum, okay, so we have sum of twice a number and 7. So now this one, it's the sum, so we're going to be adding 2 things together, and it's twice a number, so that would be 2n plus, that's where the sum is, 7, okay? The and word lets you kind of know what you're adding, so I'm adding the sum of twice a number and 7, so you can get your 2 things, like what 2 terms you should have. And then the last one says the product of a number and 10, and then it also says increased by 1. So there's a couple things going on here. So the product of a number and 10, so product means multiply, so that's going to give me 10n, product is multiply, a number and 10, so 10 times n. And then increased by means that we're adding 1. Okay? So we're going to stop here. Make sure you have all these notes taken. If you have any questions, bring them to class with you. And then tomorrow we will continue working on word phrases. They're going to get slightly more complicated. So make sure you have this down and you know which word phrases correspond to which math operation. Okay? Have a great night.